Welcome back, everyone. I am Nina Diedrich, the Magic Mama, and this is Magic Mysteries. Welcome back yet again for another magic morning. I am so blessed and grateful to be able to share each and every day with you, and I hope you are living your most joyful existence right now. All right, so today we are discussing co-creating your world, right? And we've kind of been on a little bit of a theme lately, but it is what it is. We are going to pull a Soul Truth card from Brianna Hovey's deck, and then I'm mainly going to focus on the Nature's Whisper Oracle by Angela Hartfield, and I may pull some cards out of the Woman Runes deck too as well, and those are by, oh crap, hold on a second. Molly Reamer from Bridget's Grove, and they're a really great rune deck. But as for my note about co-creating, every time you have an interaction with your environment or another person or an animal or anything, really, to be honest, it creates an energetic exchange that then goes into the collective soup pot, so to speak, and tells the universe you either want more of that thing or less of that thing, or you want to change something. And those build up and build up and build up over time. And sometimes we get really discouraged because the universe keeps bringing us things, but they're not exactly the way that we wanted them. And I think that's more your creation ability, fine-tuning what it is that you're asking for. But first, you have to get into that state of vibrational alignment, right? So first, you awaken to the fact that you want something to be different. Then you have to consciously align your vibration with that so that it can come to you, right? And I know it sounds super, super complicated, but it gets easier and easier the more you practice being the driver of your emotions. So let's get our Soul Truth card. All right. So this is always a good question to ask yourself anytime you're presented with any sort of something that needs a solution or a change of some sort, is what else could this mean to? Because sometimes things happen to trigger emotions that we just need to let go, and it doesn't necessarily mean that we have to follow down the rabbit hole of that. But then there's other things where you're definitely going to be aligning with that flow. So usually it'll be something that makes you feel extremely joyful or excited or something on the love end. And that's when you know you need to keep following those synchronicities. Usually if it's just a trigger and it's something that you need to let go of to make more room, it usually will make you feel kind of crummy, and then you'll feel better, right? Good morning, Robin. So remember, there are always multiple ways to look at every situation. And our first reaction is usually rooted in our fears and limiting beliefs. So look at a situation today and every day by stepping outside of the trigger and ask, what else could this mean? Your soul action for today says, is there something your soul is calling you to learn in this moment, or is there a pattern that's ready to be broken? Walk in the other person's shoes and see it from their perspective And if it doesn't involve someone else, ask yourself, how is life happening for me right now? And that's something you can continually ask yourself over and over and over again throughout your day too, as well. Although I do definitely recommend asking yourself that first thing in the morning and aligning to that vibration that you're trying to seek, instead of, I don't know, say you woke up late or something, and instead of aligning with that fear that you're going to be late for everything or late for work, and nothing's going to go right, and today's just going to be a shitty day, you can possibly align yourself with the fact that maybe you woke up late so that you would be 5 minutes later on the freeway and miss that horrible, horrible accident that happened, right? Because everything is always working out for you. All right, let's get the Nature's Whisper Oracle out. I love the artwork on these. The artwork on the cards is by Angela Hartfield, and you can sit here and stare at these cards for hours and hours and never find all of the tiny little nuances in every card. So I think we're going to get 5 out of here today. And then I may or may not read all of them. We'll see. There goes one. Goodness. Wouldn't be a magical morning without cards on the floor, right? And vulnerability is our first card. Sometimes we're so worried about things being perfect that we put ourselves in a state of doubt and vulnerability. Now, there's 2 different forms of being vulnerable. There's being vulnerable by trusting that everything's going to be okay. And then there's the vulnerable that is coming from a place of fear and doubt too, as well. So make sure you're aligning with the first way of childlike innocence and faith, and not fear, because fear is false evidence appearing real. Good morning, Bridget. Oh, that one tried to jump on the floor. All right. Clear Endeavor is our next card. Oh, I love this one. And this kind of brings to mind too that this could be the beginning of something that's going to be culminating in the winter months too, as well. So if you have some sort of a project that you've been thinking about starting, it may take until the winter time to kind of get on its feet, or come to some sort of a completion of some kind. Oh, nice. And the Acceptance of Love card is definitely going to be a good first step, right? So we first expose our vulnerability by the I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? The finding of what it is that you want to change about your current situation, no matter what it is, which then turns into a clear plan of action, because there's no problems, only solutions, right? And your faith in that is your acceptance of that loving energy, right? Well, that's funny. The Clear Endeavor card is 39, and then the Acceptance of Love card is 38. So sometimes you really need to take a step back and look at the big picture of your reality as well, and not focus on all of the teeny tiny details. Because it's okay to want something but not know where it's coming from or how it's ever going to happen. That's part of faith, right? And our fourth card is be spontaneous. So follow those synchronicities, especially when it seems kind of crazy and insane. Sometimes life needs a little bit of crazy and insane. In a good way, of course. And our fifth and final Nature's Whisper card is this, right? Okay, I said 5, but these two came out together, so they have a dual message here. So there is the Perfect Setting card, and it came out with heighten your vitality, right? In other words, raise your vibration to that level. Okay, let's grab the book and dive a little bit deeper into these. But I also noticed too that these last two cards kind of have this whole rainbow auric kind of coloring going on, which for me symbolizes the acceptance of that all-encompassing energy of what is, right? Source, the universe, whatever you call it. And realizing that your perfect setting is right where you're at. And in that way, the raising of your vibration becomes that much easier because you're not in a state of want, but acceptance of where you are while wishing more and more into your existence. Because sometimes it wouldn't be very fun if we were just handed all of our, wildest dreams all at the same time. Our head would explode. All right. Let's start with the vulnerability card, and I'll hold these up too. Yeah, these are kind of short, so we'll just go ahead and read them all. So the vulnerability card is saying that we may feel like we should withdraw, and this is an opportunity to wait and regroup because you're in need of some rest and relaxation. You might even be feeling a little bit overwhelmed, so take some much needed downtime. Take in your surroundings. Notice the season and the changes that are taking place out in nature. Things are continually evolving, so think about the clouds you see in the sky. They're constantly moving, changing, and reshaping themselves. So why don't you allow yourself to connect with Mother Earth and nature in a deeper way and align your rhythm with the heartbeat of the earth and slow your thoughts and emotions down? Trust that everything will work out. The signs that things work themselves out are all around you. So take notice, right? Find those little miracles in your life because they will become the bigger ones later on. The Clear Endeavor card reminds us, or tells us, I should say, that something you truly desire requires a bigger commitment from you. And this could be physical, emotional, or mental. So identify what your needs are at this time and actually commit to this goal and be willing to put in the time to make it become a reality. Commitment plus hard work will assist in bringing your goals to completion. Once you decide, give your best to everything that you do. It gives plenty of new opportunities for you to reach your goals in no time. Pay attention to signs along the way, as nature works to assist you. So there's that reminder again about the synchronicities, because the universe is always going to point us in the right direction. So chances are, if you're hitting a wall and you don't know where to go, maybe you need to look in a different direction. Okay, and then the acceptance of love card. I love this card too. The picture on it, it's just amazing. Okay, so it says this image is a representation of the harmony of opposites, masculine and feminine. You have the ability to give love freely to yourself and to others, and it's important to understand that you are whole, complete, and perfect right now, and will enhance the life of another. So remember, love can happen. Love is the truth of all situations. Love the soul embodied inside you, and express more love in your life and allow yourself to feel loved. Everything happens exactly when it is supposed to. In that order, everything that happens is what is supposed to take place. You bring a light to the world and or you bring a bright light and individuality into this world. So try not to forget that. Okay, so for the second half, we had be spontaneous, perfect setting, and heighten your vitality. The be spontaneous card is actually really cute. And it kind of reminds you to take your inner child by the hand. Hello, Taylor. It says, when you're busy, rushing, stressed, worried, or overwhelmed, it's easy to lose track of the simple things in your world that bring you joy. This is a huge nudge to remember to create some fun. Rediscover enthusiasm and fascination through adventure and spontaneous happenings. Engage with your life again and take in your surroundings, observing the importance of living life to its fullest. Decide to do something for the pleasure of it and see where life takes you, right? So once you manage to align yourself with that vibration of all that is, it will kind of lead you a little bit on a big treasure hunt. Is the best way to think of it, right? You'll follow that good synchronicity. So a friend tells you about an amazing job and you follow up on it, right? And after interviewing and everything else, you find out that it's going to be even better job than the one you even wanted, right? Like it has even more perks because, all our wants and needs are met above and beyond our greatest expectation. Sometimes we ask for way too little. The universe just wants to give us more and more and more. So don't be afraid to kind of wait for that perfect setting to present itself. And the perfect setting card is our next one. And this is the one that kind of brings out that whole co-create your world thing even more, right? Here she is painting hers into existence. So even if you only take 5 minutes a day to just sit there and daydream about what you want your life to look like, it's enough, right? Hold on a second. There we go. Can you see that? Okay. So the message of this card says, if you have a goal or vision, be sure to provide the right surroundings for that dream to flourish. Positive self-talk, affirmations, being kind to yourself, celebrating your talents and successes. All of these create fertile soil for your dreams to take root and grow. And sometimes when you push too hard, it can hinder the harmonious unfolding of your journey. So trust the process, relax, and allow nature to take its course. Belief and positive support is needed to accomplish your goal. Keep in mind, nature makes growing and blossoming look effortless, but the secret is in all the details: position, sun, soil, air, water, and nourishment. So make sure you are taking the steps necessary to attain your perfect environment, right? Sometimes it takes a really long time for all of the individual pieces to come together to create our huge dream. And we need to trust the process and have faith that, the universe has our back, right? And in the process of that, we need to make sure that we heighten our vitality or our vibration enough that we are aligned with that huge dream that we have too, right? You can't be coming from a space of lack and want and be in a position vibrationally to align with something that's, of your highest good, right? You have to be coming from that space of alignment with source. So the card says to tap into the depths of your being and draw on your personal power. And if you feel like your energy is low, infuse your mind with the warmth of sunlight and visualize this light bringing new energy into you. You have energetic reserves to draw on. So allow this energy boost to flow through you. Connect with others or do something you love to continue creating the change you need. Spend time with a friend, smile, laugh, and share human touch, right? So when we get into a space where we don't feel in alignment, you need to take a step back from pushing so hard to reach your goal and realign yourself with the joy that is life and this existence, right? Because we're not here to just reach all of our goals. Sometimes the best part of it is the journey to get there, right? Yeah. Although sometimes in the moment it's hard to remember that. Okay, so let's get 3 rune cards and we'll use them as our keywords for today. And then I'm going to cut this short, I think. Oop. Okay, well, it gave us 5. We're going to go with it. All right, bottom to the top. The first one is the pendulum card, the 11, right? This is the rune of karma, justice, ethics, trust, conscience, and old patterns, right? Sometimes things need to swing one way or another so they can get back into alignment, right? Sometimes roads have to curve around trees to follow the path of least resistance. And ultimately, that's what we all should be doing instead of trying to forge straight through the mountain. Sometimes you have to follow the riverbed instead. The Sisters card, 22. Ooh, we get an 11 and then the 22. So this is the rune of friendship, sisterhood, bonding, promises, and vows. Sometimes we have to wait around for other people to finish contracts, soul contracts, and things like that. Promises they made before coming here, before they can align ultimately with the purpose they have with you too as well, or vice versa. Maybe there's something that you need to do before you can come into alignment with that ultimate reality too. The 12, which is the reflection card. Sometimes you have to surrender, right? But do it with gentleness, because sometimes letting go isn't a sacrifice. And sometimes it is, but ultimately you'll feel better once you're not lugging it around. The sun. This is the rune of healing, rejuvenation, recreation, play, and radiance. Sometimes the best way to get into alignment is to just go out and do something fun. So ask yourself, what would be the most fun thing I can do right now? And then follow that divine inspiration. Try doing that with everything all day, one day, and see what happens. And the cauldron. This is the rune of alchemy, temperance, centeredness, discipline, art, and containment. This represents that big soup pot that we were talking about earlier, where all your wants and desires go, and they're mixing around and around and around. And then the universe is picking from them and giving those to you the more divinely inspired you are. So keep that light shining brightly and follows those synchronicities wherever they go. Because remember, it doesn't have to be a struggle to be able to reach your dreams. You can just lazily float down the river. But just remember, life is a little bit more fun when you're consciously creating rather than just waiting for life to happen to you. So the more you dream and align with those dreams, the more fun it's going to be. So that's your biggest reminder for today. Go out and remember to have fun, because life is supposed to be joyful. Until next time, may favor follow you always, as does my love. Be good. Be good to yourselves and be good to each other. Also, thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. It is the best way you can help the channel grow. And I'll see all of you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Bye now. Be good.